Anyways, my name is Christopher Hart. I recently just picked up my 7th month chip, man, and it has not been easy. I mean, it's been one constant. It's just 7 months in at this point of being, clean, sober, and got my head back on straight. I mean, I still have nightmares at night. Wake up, you know, thinking I'm still back out there trapped in my addiction. It's like this demon that chases me around that I have to face every night in my dreams. And it's crazy. I've gone to therapy trying to get that under control, and it's not easy. Nothing about getting to think about and keep in mind is we've only got today because if you start trying to rationalize shit and think ahead and worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, none of that stuff has even happened yet. You got to learn how to stay in the now and stay focused and shit like that. I mean, and I've been to prison 7 times and almost 18 and a half, very close to 19 years done in prison behind those walls in some of the worst nightmarish camps in the state of Florida. And that shit sticks with me too. People would ask, why was your drug addiction so bad? What type of pain that were you dealing with that you needed to use so much and so many different substances? And it's like, you haven't walked in my shoes. You ain't been where I've been. You haven't seen the shit that I've seen. And it's like, I realize I have to get that stuff out and talk about it. And so that's why I started this. Maybe I can help somebody out there not go through the nightmare shit that I went through. I mean, if I can just reach one person and help one person, I'm doing something better with my life. So, you know. And truth be told, man, a lot of people out there still doubt me today because they know the person that I was, not the person that I am now, and the person that talk shit, whatever, not my issue. I have to focus on me, my recovery, what's going on inside myself. So, and all this started out just in high school, fucking around with, mushrooms, acid, coke, weed, drinking. And drinking really like escalated everything to the point of just no return because if I have one drink, I've got to drink until I black out or I'm so pissy drunk, I've got to go use some type of upper to get me back right because that's just the nature of my alcoholism. I mean, I can't stop. It's the same thing if I stick a needle in my arm, I can't stop. I just take everything to the extremes, and it's a miracle I'm even alive and so traumatized that that's the only way for me that I could deal with shit. Self-medicating. I didn't want to think. I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to admit all the stuff that was going on inside. All I wanted to do is just be numb to like everything, reality, people, relationships, family, and you know, if there's anything I could do in the world, it would be, changing the people that I've hurt. And I've tried for the longest to go back and, tell my friends and my family that I'm sorry and that I'm different now and that I'm clean and that I'm sober. And they're all like, yeah, bullshit. So, that's fine. You can only attempt to make amends. And some people need to see in actuality that you're doing what you say you're doing because they're so long, they're used to you, lying and bullshitting your way through everything that you do, period. And that was me. I would manipulate, but hey, that's past situations, and thank God I don't have to deal with that anymore. The only thing that I have to deal with is the naysayers and people that want to talk shit and put me down. And okay, there we go. So when I was younger, I all over the place, on the run from probation, and living as dangerous as I possibly could, not giving a fuck. 19 years old, and I'm shooting dope, sticking a needle in my arm, and robbing everybody I could rob, stealing from everybody I could steal. And it got to the point where I backed myself into a corner, and the only avenue was to leave town. And at the time, it was during the Oktoberfest that we have every year down here in Volusia County. Big carnival comes in with the rides and the games and all that shit. And they were looking for people that wanted to travel and work. And I said, yeah, great. Sounds like a plan. Violated my probation. I had to get the fuck out of town. So I joined up with the carnival, not knowing that, this was probably the biggest mistake I would ever make in my life. Like, crack real bad at the time too, and just everything was out of control. My girlfriend at the time walked away and was like, I can't do it no more. You're destroying yourself. You don't give a fuck about me. You don't give a fuck about you. All you give a fuck about is a piece of crack. And the sad part is she was right. And unfortunately, it went down a dark path that I had no because my addiction controlled me. I didn't control shit.